Hey homies, what's good? It's Chris and welcome back to the channel. Well, today is another fall recipe, but with a slight spin. We're gonna do a dupe low carb. For so long, I've seen some of my favorite girls here on the YT pull up the Starbucks and get their pumpkin cream cheese muffin. I said, what if we make these waffles? Stick around and you know what I'm gonna say next? Let's cook. Okay, let's jump right into these ingredients. Pumpkin puree, almond flour, do not switch. I tried it with coconut flour, epic fail. I couldn't even bring you bloopers for that. You have pumpkin spice seasoning, vanilla extract, baking powder, some cream cheese of course, and eggs, and protein powder. Let's go ahead and get into it. What I loved about this recipe is that you're actually going to put your ingredients into your blender. So let's start with the pumpkin puree. 3 tablespoons, and you're gonna just put this in the bottom of your blender. Trust the process because I got discouraged midway. I'm not even gonna lie to you, okay? Next up, you're gonna go ahead and add in your sweetener. I forgot to mention that in the ingredients, but don't worry, I'll leave the link for the recipe down below. I use Swerve. Next up, we're going to add in our eggs. Do it one by one. All right, adding in my last egg. I need to ask you guys a question. I want to see if this is just like a island Jamaican thing. When you're doing eggs, do you take out that white thing, that right there? My mom has always told me that it's called the eye of the egg. What do you guys call it? And if you don't take it out, why not? And if you do, why do you? At this point, you're going to go ahead and blend your ingredients. And now you're going to add your remaining ingredients, starting with that almond flour. So it is about 12 tablespoons or 1/3 cup. Don't quote me again. I'll have the recipe down below. Add that in. This is where I started to get a little bit shaky because I'm like, okay, first of all, is all of this gonna fit in my Ninja? Second of all, this looks like it's gonna be kind of tight. You know what I mean? I'm like, do I need some milk? Do I need, like, what am I doing here? But again, I just trusted the process. So then you just add in the rest of your ingredients, the pumpkin spice, the protein powder, and you're going to blend again. Super easy, right? I can't remember if this was in the recipe, but you know I was adding it, right? Okay, y'all, so I was a little bit worried, but it looks like it's coming together. Now I have to melt some butter and put it in here and then blend it again. Let me tell you, I tried to do this recipe for you guys last week and it was a no. So I had to find a different recipe. So let's see if these set up. Let's melt the butter. All right, so let's pour in our melted butter and then we're gonna blend. Okay, so that's the batter. And it says to, let me get y'all lighting right. Okay, so it says to let it rest for 10 minutes. So I'm going to clean the kitchen and then I'll be back. Okay, so also we're going to preheat your waffle maker. Okay, so my waffle maker is preheated. Here's the batter. I don't know, y'all. I think I kind of need to thin this out, but I'm going to go ahead and add the first one in. So it says to add about 1/3 cup of the batter, but that's based off of a Belgian waffle. I'm going to roll with this, okay? Okay, let's put about that much in there and hope for the best. Okay, so that's the first one. Not bad, not bad. but we may be able to do better. Okay, I figured for the glaze, I'm just gonna do some cream cheese, some swerve, which is just sugar substitute, and a little water blended together. I just whisked that together, and then now I'm gonna add a liquid. You can add whatever you like. You can probably even add just a thin amount of heavy whipping cream. I have some pumpkin spice creamer that I'm just gonna give a splash just to thin it out a bit. All right, so I added just a little bit of almond pumpkin creamer, right? Pumpkin spice creamer. I'm gonna grab my vanilla. So the more that you whisk, you come out with something really, really good. And just like that, these are done. And yes, God, I dusted them with a little bit of oats, because I think on the original muffin it has the oats around the rim. Here's the papitas. That is very important as well. Those are just pumpkin seeds, and that cream cheese glaze. Honey, I kept some in the refrigerator for another time. I can't wait to dig in, but definitely try this. And don't forget to step out of the box. Always see how things can work for you. Now let's drizzle. Okay, so this wasn't a drizzle. It was an actual pour, but some things require a little bit extra, so do it. These are just sexy, right? Don't they look good? Definitely. Again, I always say this, if you're trying to wow your boo, surprise your girls, cook for your mom and them, whoever, this right here would be a really good addition to a brunch. Or if you're doing breakfast for dinner, I love doing that option. Look at these. That glaze was definitely taken up a notch by adding that pumpkin spice creamer. Again, you can go ahead and use heavy whipping cream. I think the original recipe called for water, but you know I wasn't doing that. We had to be a little bit extra, but in just a few minutes, you created something for the fall that was low carb, good on protein, and filling. Now you know you want to try these. Open up. Alright, homies, so come back and let me know if you try these. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay safe.